Hi, and welcome to the 10 square metre workshop. Today, some more essential hardware for my big box build, the catches. Yes, you can buy these, but they're either pretty cheap and not very good quality, or hard to find and eye-wateringly expensive. So, once again, I'm going to make them. Let's get started. The catches are going to be made out of predominantly a 1/4 inch brass strip and 2mm brass plate. 2 15mm wide pieces of the bar are required. The 2mm plate will eventually be cut into 4, but I'm keeping it together as long as possible for machining. It's a lot easier. First step is to machine the blocks true square into height. I'm doing this as a pair to simplify the process. With both edges cleaned up, the height is measured. A vernier is good enough for this, it doesn't fit to anything. I had to remove just over 1mm to get the correct thickness. Having repositioned them in parallel, I use the edge finder to find the edge and end. Which allows me to centre drill for the 2 cross axles, one in each unit. This is the bearing for the catch. These were pilot drilled 4mm, then the designed 5mm. Stood and end were drilled lengthwise to take the ball and spring that will act as a catch. As you can see in the foreground. In the background you see it's been slotted to 10mm wide. I shall be doing the front one next. This is where the top locating pin fits. After a bit of a rethink, I joined the 2 slots together. The mounting plate will act as the other face. Next, the bottoms were sawn off. These will become the top catch joints. Then back in the mill to tidy up the sawn edges, like so. The block is attached to the plate using 3 mounting screws. So the next step is to put the block in the vise, find the position in the usual way, then following my trusty Dioro map, centre drill, drill and tap the 3 holes. With the 3 centre drilled holes in place, I need to drill 2.5mm for a 3mm tap. But depth is very critical here, so what I'm going to do is touch off away from the hole and set my Z-axis so I know that another 6mm will give me 0.5mm clearance and a 6.5mm block. With that done, I know I can drill to 6mm. I'm using fine feed for this to make sure I don't go over. Next comes tapping using a tap follower. Out of the mill, I followed up with a plug tap to get as much thread depth as possible. A piece of the 2mm plate was cut to size and machined square. The toggle block will fit on it like so. Now I need the matching 3 holes in the plate, drilled and countersunk. Fortunately I have a centre drill that can do both at the same time. Serendipity. And the holes line up perfectly, of course. Still seems a bit like magic. The hinge pin is a piece of brass rod turned down to 5mm. Parted at 25mm, I now need to put a 2mm slot on each end. I need to put the same slot on the other end, and it needs to line up. So how can I do that? Setting it on a strip of the 2mm brass, I'll be able to see inside the vise that it's in line. I doubt if it's more than a couple of degrees out. That's more than good enough for this application. A small but important part. The latch strap is made from another piece of the 2mm brass, cut and milled square as a pair, and then cut in 2. After a spell sawing and filing, it looks like this. And yes, I could have done all this on the mill, but I fancied a bit of handwork for a change. The part is filed until the legs fit into the slots on the bar. The two parts were then braced together. Partly cleaned up, it looks like this. I'm just going for a fit first to make sure the mechanism works. The mechanism works like this. The strap rotates in the slot in the block. In the hole through there lies a ball bearing and a spring behind it, held in place by a small peg. This applies force on a flat on the strap and holds it in the closed position. With all the mechanics made, the plates are centre popped and drilled for the mounting holes. The blocks held to the plate by the 3 countersunk bolts. When assembled, this causes the strap to snap shut, giving a positive lock. In operation, the tongue on the top part fits into the slot on the bottom and the whole lot locks together. So, there's my 2 catches made, with a bent tin commercial version at the left for comparison. I think it was worth the effort. With the catches finished, we now have everything we need to get a working toolbox. So in the next video, they will all be coming together. Don't miss it. Why not subscribe? Bye for now.